There is a war between American government and the state. The life of the president is in stake. Some brave journalists try to go on a journey to meet the president and interview him. And this journey is full of violence and terror. Will they be able to meet the president? What will be their fate? Let's see in this movie. Now the story begins. There is a civil war going on in America. The American states and the government are fighting each other. We can see the president is giving a speech that we will win this battle soon. And we can also see a journalist Lee who's seeing this speech on the TV. Now the scene shifts to the next day where we see the reporter Lee with his friend Joel is going to cover the protest. When these people go to the protest, they see that there is a struggle between the people and the police. Then we see the protest gets ugly. One of the photographer, Jesse, is harmed in that. Lee comes and saves Jesse. Lee gives his media vest to Jesse and says to take care. And then we see there is a bomb blast at that protest point. And we see Jesse and Lee are very afraid. But they don't leave their work. They still continue to click picture of that event. And in the next scene, we see photographer Lee, reporter Joel, and journalist Simi decide to go to Washington to take the interview of president. Scene we see they start from New York toward Washington. They just start their journey. They see there are lots of cars, they are totally damaged. Still, they continue their journey. And after traveling few hours, they reach a gas station and they want to refill their cars. And these people see that these gas station owners have guns in their hand. And they also see two people are hanged and they are not in very good conditions. And Jesse asks, who are these people? The owner says, these people are the outsiders. And the Lee then clicks photo of these people. Seeing these scenes, Jesse gets very frightened and she starts crying. Lee tells Jesse to control her emotions and focus on her work. And in their journey, they reach a place which is completely destroyed. Lee asks Joel to stop the car there so she could see what's happening at this place. And now Lee and Jessica step out from the car and they see there is a helicopter which is totally damaged. Lee asks Jessica to click the photographs of this helicopter and asks Jessica her camera. Jessica says this camera belongs to her father. She has lots of good memories with this camera. The scene shifts. We see there's a fight between civilians and the army. See, a civilian is shot dead. And we see then civilians going inside the building to shoot down the army. And the civilians successfully capture the people of the army and they take them to a ground and kill them one by one. These journalists are there capturing each and every moment by their brave efforts. Now the scene shifts where we see these people have reached West Virginia. They find a refugee camp and they spend their night in the refugee camp. Continue their journey for the next day also, but they see a place which is very peaceful. It has no signs of the battle. Now these people come to a shopkeeper where Jesse selects a dress for Lee, and Lee is very happy in wearing that dress and their bond gets stronger. Jesse comes outside to talk to Simi and says that this place is very peaceful. Simi says to Jesse to look up on those buildings. When Jesse looks there, she sees two gunmen with their guns pointing out on the city, and Jesse understands that this place is not that peaceful. Photographers are capturing each and every moment in the journey and they continue their journey. They reach a place where they see a dead body of an army soldier. They are moving ahead. There is a firing on their car. Park their car in the safe area and they come down from the car. And then there they see two army people are pointing gun on that building. Joel asks some question to those people. Jesse is clicking the pictures of those army people. And we see Lee, who is completely lost in her thoughts. Scene shifts and we see the reporter's car is being chased by another car and they are very afraid of it. And when the car comes closer, they get to know it's Joel's media friend, Tony. And Tony jumps into the reporter's car, whereas Jesse from the reporter's car goes to the Tony's car. Other car goes speedingly ahead the reporter's car. That makes Lee very tense about Jesse. When Lee cars reach at a point, they see that Jesse's car is completely empty and the journalist that is driving the car is not there. These people give a closer look. They see Jesse and that person are captured by the army and the army is going to shoot them. Joel and Lee go to that place where these people are captured try to explain each and every situation to the army people. But these army people don't understand and they shoot who was with Jesse. Their friend Tony comes there. He also tries to explain to the army people, but the army people shoot Tony as well and kill him. All of these think that death is near to them. And then we see Simi comes and he smashes his vehicle onto the army people and saves the life of the people. Left reporters try to sit on the car and they speedingly come out of that area, but army people shoot at that car, due to which Simi is shot down and he is very injured. Now the scene shifts and they reach Washington Force military base. Simi has died due to that firing. There they meet military media, which is very sorry for what has happened with them. And the military media tells them that they are going to Washington and the government has surrendered. Says that we have to go to Washington and cover that news. And they start their journey towards Washington. Reporters team has reached Washington and their main aim is to go to the White House and take interview of the president. And the army is also going into the White House. So reporter starts their journey towards White House following the army person. We see that Washington is not an good state. Everywhere there is destruction. We see these reporters are trying to go into the White House by following a car, but this car is fired upon. And when a second car comes to save this car, it is totally destroyed by a rocket launcher. To help these people, a tank comes and opens their way towards the White House. And then we see 3 cars coming out of the White House that belong to the president. These cars are brutally fired, but we see no president is present in the car. Lee, by her experience, tells that the president is hiding inside the White House only. Army and the team of reporters go into the White House, and after lots of search, they found the secretary of president. She tries to convey the message of the president and tries to save the president, but the army shoots the secretary and then search for the president. There we see Jesse and Lee shooting everything with lots of bravery. And we see that Jesse is capturing each and everything. A bullet is fired on Jesse, but Lee takes this bullet and she dies. Jesse captures this moment also. Army and the reporters then move ahead to the Oval Office, where the chances of getting the president are higher, where we see the president in the Oval Office hiding inside his desk. Army captures the president and Joel is about to take the toughest interview of his life, and the president asks Joel to live his life, but Joel say, "No one can help you from now." Then Jesse enters the scene and try to capture the photograph of the president, and at that time only the army shoots the president and the film ends